regarding the situation in the Eastern DRC, which is strongly alarming. So he had a message, a special message that I have delivered to the president. But at the same time, it allowed me to update the president on two peace processes that are ongoing. The first one is, or was in DC, where the DRC and Rwanda recently signed two agreements, one peaceful agreement and one trade agreement. And the second one is still ongoing in Doha, where the DRC is in a dialogue, in negotiation with the rebellion called AFC M23, which is backed by Rwanda, to also find a peaceful solution. So there were two reasons: the situation and giving a briefing on the president, to the president, please.
What do you think is the best way, realizing that SADC has tried, the AU has tried to resolve this thing, but you have also gone to Qatar, you have gone to the America. How do you seek to resolve it?
I think the best way, as His Excellency President Tshisekedi says every time, is a peaceful solution. So he's looking for a peaceful, it's very important, he's committed to find a peaceful solution. And he's taking part to all the positive initiatives that could help to get a peaceful solution. But what is very important also, I think, it's to involve the African countries, to involve the African leaders in any solution that will be found.
The minister has been to Togo, has been to Bujumbura, has been to Zimbabwe today, and is proceeding to Zambia, then South Africa. His specific mission is to say, we need an African solution to African problems. Despite these other attempts, things have not improved. Ruben Barwese, ZPC News, Data Sarare.
We go on to other news now, where President Emmerson Mnangagwa says the implementation of performance-based contracts for senior government officials has seen an improved work culture across the government. He was addressing the last cabinet session of the year 2025 at State House in Harare this Tuesday. Our diplomatic correspondent Josephine Mugio gives us that report.
Last cabinet meeting for the year 2025, held this Tuesday at State House in Harare, saw President Emmerson Mnangagwa reflecting on the performance of various government departments. The Second Republic introduced performance-based contracts for senior officials across government departments and parastatals. President Mnangagwa said that this has resulted in a robust public administration that is people-centered.
We institutionalized a results-oriented culture across government, anchored on modern performance management systems, while also strengthening accountability mechanisms and promoting digitalized processes. These have seen us curbing the red tape, improved service delivery across the board.
For the country's executive to function smoothly, a well-oiled civil service is key, and the head of state applauded the entire civil service led by the Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. Martin Rushwaya.
Performance contracts for senior officials continue to enhance performance, ensuring that national objectives are achieved with measurable impact and responsibility. These changes have created a public administration that is citizen-focused, efficient, and aligned with our developmental aspirations, as well as the spirit and letter of our Constitution. I commend the entire civil service, through, of course, the Chief Secretary, for ably supporting the weighty functions of the executive. The year saw the Chief Secretary undertaking familiarization visits to ministries where matters peculiar to your portfolios, mandates, together with the annual cabinet business calendar, administrative arrangements and practices were under spotlight. This forum opened up areas of further attention and brought up innovative ways of creating a seamless executive function.
As he focused on the country's energy sector, President Mnangagwa said Zimbabwe continues to strive to augment power supply.
The economy demonstrated remarkable resilience, bolstered by strong policy coordination and fiscal prudency. It is indeed pleasing that during the year 2025, we continue to witness the strengthening of the macroeconomic environment in our country. Our national gross domestic product firmed, along with the stabilization of the ZiG currency, among other key economic indicators.
Cabinet will resume sitting in 2026. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, Harare.
The situation in Madagascar and the selection of the new chairperson of the regional bloc took center stage when the Southern African Development Community held an extraordinary summit which concluded this evening. The summit saw Zambian President His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema taking over as SADC chairperson following relinquishing of the post by Madagascar. Our diplomatic correspondent, Josephine Mugio, speaks to Foreign Affairs and International Trade Minister, Professor Amon Murira, to discuss the key takeaways from the summit.
It's a good evening, Zimbabwe. An extraordinary SADC summit has just been held and concluded, and Zimbabwe was represented at this summit by the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, that is Professor Amon Murira, and it was a virtual meeting and he attended it here from State House. Now we are just going to ask the Minister to take us through the critical issues that were discussed during this meeting. It's a good evening to you, Minister.
Good evening, Josie.
Honorable Minister, take us through. We do know that there are two issues, mainly the issue of the situation in Madagascar. We do know it had to relinquish its chairmanship of SADC following what happened in that country, political challenges last September. What is the situation like in Madagascar and what was discussed during this summit?
In actual fact, the chairman of the organ, Professor Atam Tarika, presented the fact-finding mission report in Madagascar, and Summit adopted that report, which outlines the roadmap to the return of normalcy to Madagascar. And also, Summit considered an item on the incoming chair, and the incoming chair has been elected as Zambia to act as interim incoming chair from now up to August 2026, and then be considered for 2026 to 2027. So I attended this meeting on behalf of His Excellency the President, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, and these are the two items that were considered during the summit, and the summit ended very well because the issue is to return peace and security to Madagascar for the purposes of bringing constitutionalism and foster development that is within the context of regional integration.
Honorable Minister, we do know that for SADC it is important to foster peace. We have a transitional government right now in Madagascar. What is the role of SADC right now until they have a government that is elected by the Malagasy people?
The role of SADC is to work hand in hand with the Malagasy people while they are returning their country to full democratic rule. So SADC's job is a facilitatory role, and a budget has already been agreed upon by the Council of Ministers, which is the Ministers of Foreign Affairs, to facilitate in this process. And Dr. Joyce Banda, the former president of Malawi, then also President Joaquim Chissano, former president of Mozambique, are going to lead the teams that are going to make sure that Madagascar is helped to come back to normalcy.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your time.
You're welcome.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Professor Eamon Murugwira, briefing us on the SADC summit that has just been held, and Zimbabwe was being represented by the minister, as I mentioned earlier on.
Meanwhile, Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga has arrived in India, leading a high-level Zimbabwean delegation on a national heritage mission. The mission seeks to document Zimbabwe's early role in the spread of Christianity, to promote religious tourism, as well as reinforce the historical and cultural ties between Zimbabwe and India.
Speaking on arrival, Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga said this third visit to Goa is not ceremonial. It is forensic, a deliberate mission to dig into the archives of history, to verify and preserve the stories of Zimbabwean nationals who helped carry Christianity across continents as far back as the 15th and 16th centuries. At the heart of that siege are extraordinary Zimbabweans, princes and heirs to the Munomotapa Empire, who traded crowns for cassocks and royal coats for missionary Jainas that helped shape global faith and civilization.
The first was the son of Emperor Gutsarusere. He was christened Father Diogo. And that one, he was the first one to come in the 15th century. His history still has, and we want to unravel what happened. He was then to be followed in the 16th century by Father Michael, who was in Portuguese they call him Miguel, who was the son of Emperor Kapararidze. And then the third group that we are aware of is the one of Father Constantine and Father Joao, who were the two sons of Emperor Mpande. So there could be quite a number of Zimbabweans whom we have not yet, but these are the ones whom we have established.
To ensure the story is told accurately and preserved for generations, Zimbabwe has assembled a powerful team from the Catholic University, the Midland State University, Arupe Jesuits, as well as a team from the National Museums and Monuments.
They played a major role, not only in spreading Christianity, but also in spreading civilization. Yes, we then got colonized in the 19th century, just yesterday. But we had spread civilization and Christianity to other nationalities. That history, it was never made known to our people, and that's what we would want. So this is why we've now brought in the Catholic Church, which is at the center, and we've brought in the universities or the academia, and to crown it all, we've brought in our national monuments and museum.
For the delegation, the mission is clear: reclaim Zimbabwe's place in history and ensure its contribution to faith and global civilization is recognized. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Goa.
The late retired Army officer, Brigadier General retired Mark Charles Chingwaza, has been declared a national hero.
The hero status was announced by the Minister of State for National Security, Honorable Love Matuke, at the family home in Kwadzana, Harare, describing the late national hero as a dedicated cadre who defended the country's legacy during and after independence.
Utungamiriri hwagara pasi kubudikidza na president wedu baba vaMnangagwa nepolitibhiro yose kubudikidza nerecommendation kana nemapepa anga anyogwa nevavakashanda nawo vana CDF vamuri kuona nhasi ava. President waona zvakakodzera kuti vapuwe yatinoti heroes status, kuti vainde vanovigwa pakavata dzimwe mhare paheroes yekapa. Saka ndo shoko ratatuma.
The family expressed gratitude to government and the ZANU-PF Politburo for the honor bestowed on Brigadier General retired Chimwaza.
Mhuri yedu yakudzwa zvikuru. Aya masoko ari kubva pasi pemwoyo wangu. Ndinoda kudai mwamwa pamhuri ino yese kuti itaure. Waizotaura zvakasiyana siyana. Asi ini ndatora chijana chekuti ndiwataurire. Mwatiitira zvakanaka.
Born in 1957, Brigadier General retired Chimwaza, whose Chimurenga name was Comrade Paddington Chafachaora, joined the liberation struggle as a Zanla cadre when he left school and crossed into Mozambique in 1976. He received military training at Chimoyo Camp and later at the Tembwe Zanla military training base, where he completed his military training in 1978. He is survived by his wife, Viola Chimwaza, and 3 children. Mourners are gathered at house number 5373 in Kwazana 7. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
The First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, visited Nyabira this Tuesday, where children treated her to an afternoon of music, dance and storytelling after her feeding program in the area.
The First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, after treating the children of Nyabira to nutritious meals on Monday, was invited by the youngsters back to their community this Tuesday. Mother Zimbabwe, who gladly honored the invitation, returned to Nyabira this Tuesday to spend time with the children, interacting with them. Upon her arrival, she was met with bright smiles and cheerful greetings from the children. Mother Zimbabwe then treated them to nutritious food before she sat down for an interactive session with them. The afternoon unfolded with a lively display of music as the children sang songs of joy and gratitude. Dr. Mnangagwa clapped along, encouraging their performances, much to the children's delight. Storytelling followed, with the youngsters sharing folktales that sparked laughter. The youngsters also showcased talents in poetry.
Empower yourself through education and wait. Said you had the board and I got good news. Once can ask, Ogonyaban, Merenkaben, Mesomis, don't bring them let they slave. That's my way. Simdran, my change.
Mother Zimbabwe listened attentively, asking questions and praising their creativity, showing genuine interest in their stories and talents. The First Lady also took time to speak with the children, learning about their dreams and aspirations. Her warmth left a lasting impression, inspiring both the children and the adults who had gathered to witness the event. The mother of the nation also took time to teach the youngsters values of hard work, honesty, obedience, cleanliness, and the need to have brotherly and sisterly love among themselves. She also rallied them to stay away from social vices like drug and substance abuse. The mother of the nation ended by expressing a heartfelt gratitude for the invitation, promising to continue supporting initiatives that nurture the well-being of young people. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Nyabira.
Elsewhere, the housing sector has recorded notable progress under the first phase of the National Development Strategy 1, and the government has cited expanded housing delivery, accelerated land servicing, and targeted interventions to address the housing backlog, as well as the informal settlements.
Under the National Strategy 1, the housing sector was a key pillar for social transformation, with government intensifying land servicing, housing construction and partnerships with local authorities and private developers to improve access to decent shelter. According to the Ministry of National Housing and Social Amenities, more than 1 million service stands and housing units were delivered or regularized during the NDS1 period, supported by policy reforms such as the Zimbabwe National Human Settlements Policy and the Title Deeds Program, and key private-public partnerships to scale up national housing delivery targets while strengthening planning and tenure security.
The new policy speaks of the way by which government has to ensure that there is regularization, and also speaks to the ways by which resources can be mobilized. Initially, we had a target of establishing about 220,000. The new and revised target of 1 million housing units has also been surpassed. As we speak, we are talking of 1,160,000.
Beyond increasing housing supply, NDS1 also prioritized curbing the growth of informal settlements, particularly in urban and peri-urban areas where low-income households are most affected.
The new policy acknowledged that our land is a finite resource. As such, we have to do proper planning, which ensures that as we avail land for housing, we are also mindful of the fact that our population is growing, so the policy speaks of densification.
The progress recorded under NDS1 is expected to inform the implementation of NDS2, which targets another 1 million housing units as government moves to scale up housing delivery, strengthen urban planning frameworks, and further reduce the national housing deficit. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News, Harare.
Tissue Culture Facility Laboratory, with capacity to produce millions of genetically certified varieties of horticultural plant seeds, has been commissioned at Kutsaga Research Board in Harare earlier today.
Kutsaga Research Station is moving with time in terms of scientific and technological advancements, and this one is witnessed the official opening of the Tissue Culture Facility, the first of its kind, by the Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Dr. Echas Masuka. And with me here is Nicole Chafunga, the scientist. What exactly is taking place?
At this initial stage, they are performing what we call meristem tip culture. This is a technique that we use to acquire clean material. So by clean material, I mean material that is completely disease-free. It's free from viruses, it's free from bacteria and any other microorganism.
Honorable Minister Masuka toured this new laboratory and expressed his appreciation on the milestones that Kutsaga is making from research to commercialization.
We want rapid seed production in order to meet the growing demand locally and abroad. One of the unconventional ways of getting more of the propagating material is through tissue culture, especially for Irish potato and many other horticultural crops. So this tissue culture facility at a capacity of 1 million plantlets is the biggest in the country, so indicates the Tobacco Research Board and Kutsaga's capacity and contribution to National Development Strategy 2.
We also managed to speak to the board chairperson of Kutsaga Research on the parastatal's role towards the research and the commercialization of the horticultural growth and the recovery plan.
What we have done here in opening up this tissue culture facility, we're ensuring that farmers are now going to be receiving the best possible varieties of seed that have been genetically tested, ensuring that they're disease-free, virus-free, because what we want is for the commercialization of our farmers and their produce.
As we move towards the implementation of NDS2, the Kutsaga Tissue Culture Lab is an accelerator towards the horticultural growth recovery plan and the agricultural food systems and rural transformation strategy. Tendai Munengwa, ZBC News, Harare.
The ZANU-PF Secretary for Information and Publicity, Ambassador Christopher Muchangwa, says the ruling party has registered huge milestones in all sectors of the economy, owing to the able leadership of President Emmerson Mnangagwa. Our political editor, Bruce Chawanda, gives us the details.
The milestones registered by the ruling ZANU-PF party were reflected at a media briefing held at the party headquarters in Harare this Wednesday. ZANU-PF Secretary for Information and Publicity, Ambassador Christopher Muchangwa, said the ruling party held robust deliberations that will shape the future of this country.
We've had a good success with the stability of the currency. Now it is strengthening. There's no small feat. We have had good success with the steel industry. We have had good success with our agricultural industry. We are now looking at exporting wheat. Remember, 4 years ago, we would have been scrounging around looking for grain from Ukraine, from Russia, to support us through. Now, no matter how much bread we eat, it's homegrown wheat we are using, to the point where our granaries are full.
Ambassador Muchangwa added that the party won all by-elections during 2025, which speaks to the impact of President Mnangagwa's economic transformation policies.
We want to assure you that his marriage with the membership of the party is intact. It's very strong. He's enjoying a very, very happy marriage with the membership of the party. And if we go by the performance of the by-elections, which have been all going on in the country, which ZANU-PF now wins even at local government level, which historically used to be the hunting ground of a defunct opposition. ZANU-PF is winning by-elections at each and every turn. This is a demonstration that similarly his marriage with the electorate of Zimbabwe is intact and is very happy as a party.
In 2025, the ZANU-PF-led government stabilized the local currency, increased export earnings, increased currency reserves, overseen the shattering of gold delivery records, and led farmers to bumper harvests for maize, wheat, and tobacco, among other crops. Bruce Chawanda, SABC News, Harare.
The Chikurubi female prison came alive this Wednesday after inmates were treated to a festive day of joy and gifts.
As the festive season saying goes, it's the most wonderful time of the year, and for Chikurubi female inmates, today was one of the good days as the ZANU-PF Women's League remembered them with Christmas hampers.
Tinge tine makore akati wandei pekuti hama dzinotosvika pakuzotojaira kuti takasungwa zotozopedzisira tisisazouye kunotiona saka pavanenge vatotirangarira tinotonzwa tichitonzwa kufara.
Ndine mufaro wakawedzera nezvataitirwa izvi. Tasomborina mavhiziti but tikutoona kuti baba vedu Mnangagwa namai vedu Mnangagwa vatiitira zvinhu zvinofadza, tinongoti tinotenda.
Ini ndiri kufara zvikuru kwazvo nezvinhu zvatawana. Ndawanawo flisi, mapamba, bhaketi rine sipo, mafuta ekuzora, Colgate. Ndine mufaro zvikuru kwazvo nokuti zvinhu zvinotibatsirawo muno sevanhu vanenge vane vana.
Hatisina kana pekutangira. Kana pekutangira kana chekupfekedza mwana kana chekufugidza mwana pana ndichabara nandisina sindiri kutaura kuti baba Mnangagwa huchi.
ZANU-PF Women's League Secretary Senator Mebo Chinomona said festive season is a time to be with family, hence the visit to the prison to motivate women who are incarcerated here.
We stand in solidarity with you, acknowledging your strength, resilience, and determination. We are here today to listen, support, and uplift you. Kukusimudzira hama dzangu. Muchitisimudzirawo futi handiti? Tikaona zviso zvenyu zvichijekenyeka. Tinobva pano tine mufaro wakaenda mberi. I am honored to bring you warm greetings from our president, who sends his heartfelt wishes for a joyous Christmas and a prosperous new year. Muri kukwaziswa nababa wedu, baba wa Mnangagwa. Wachiti ngativei nechristmas tiri pamwe chete.
Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Services Officer commanding Harare Metropolitan Province, Commissioner Charity Geza, said such initiatives bring hope in the rehabilitation process of the inmates.
Visits such as these brings hope, restore dignity, and ignite transformation in the lives of those who are in need. We extend our heartfelt appreciation to the ZANU-PF Women's League National Executive for your support and dedication to the welfare of women across the nation.
As the ZANU-PF women leadership leaves this place, they have not only left joy and cheer, but they have left hope and have empowered the women through the donation of sewing machine kits. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Chikurubi.
On to other news, Zimbabweans have been urged to value the obtaining peace, unity and national development under the Second Republic's vision of attaining an upper middle income society status by 2030.
The nation gets up for the commemorations of the Unit Accord signed in 1987. Political players believe there is need to consolidate the existing peace and unity for the nation to realize its aspirations. The country's leadership, fronted by the late President Comrade Robert Mugabe and the late Vice President Dr. Joshua Mkabuko Ngomo, decided to pen the Unit Accord as a way of spreading peace across the country after disturbances that threatened to divide the nation. Comrade Molim Pofu, who was a Zipra cadre during the liberation struggle, believes Zimbabweans must continue to cherish the gains of the Unit Accord, which has fostered development across the country.
Ngabe kwakungela unity, ngabe kunzima ukuthi umongameli welizwe ayenze ilizwe leli libe ikhona okweliko khona kathesi ngoba abantu omnyaka ezabedonsa ngale bekhuluma ngomhlobo wakhe. So i-unity leyi yayenza ukuthi abantu bonke sikwazi ukuthi singaphansi kwahulumende obusayo, ungalandaba lokuthi okhokhelayo khuluma isihlobo bani, but okuqakathekileyo ukuthi okhokhelayo uyakwazi lapha asakhona abantu eZimbabwe. Yiko kulento efana nale, yiko uPresident uMnangagwa esithi kazi ukuchiya ngitsho indawo eyodwa ingazange ikhangelwe idevelop.
Colonel retired George Nare said development that has been implemented across the country is credited to the existing unity, hence the need to uphold that for posterity.
We have to develop a culture of being proud of who we are as Zimbabweans. We have to identify ourselves as patriotic citizens, citizens who love their country, irrespective of our tribal differences. In fact, to me, there is strength in diversity. Meaning, if we have Tongas, we have Ndebeles, we have Shonas, we have Sutus, we have vendors, that is strength because we learn a lot from each other.
ZANU-PF Secretary for Information and Publicity, Ambassador Christopher Mchangwa, said Zimbabweans must always guard jealously the prevailing peace and unity.
The achievement of the Unit Accord, which is the cornerstone of our stability as a country, and we are a few days away from the celebration of the Unit Accord. He was there. I mean, there were many others, I'm saying, but I said there's somebody who has got the institutional memory of where we have come as a country.
Zimbabwe enjoys peace and unity that has been the basis for unprecedented infrastructure growth registered over the last 38 years. Bruce Chawanda, ZBC News, Harare.
Remember, for these and other stories, you can log on to our website, www.zbcnews.co.zw. And you can follow us on social media at ZBC News Online across all social media platforms.
Stories are still to expect in this bulletin. In our business news, Zimbabwean firms drive industrial recovery through export-led growth. And we have an update on the Warriors because they are now in Morocco ahead of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Well, do stay tuned. We'll be back with more news.
Get ready to feel the rhythm, taste the culture, and celebrate coming back home at Dzoka Festival, the ultimate diaspora homecoming tourism experience at Glamis Arena on 18 December 2025. From 9 a.m., immerse yourself in a vibrant cultural exchange featuring music, dance, heritage displays, and an exciting gastronomy zone serving Zimbabwe's finest dishes and festive street flavors. A true taste of home. The stage will be set ablaze with show-stopping performances from main acts such as Saint Flo, Dakor, DJ Maporisa, Jazz World, Nisha Tees, King 98, Junior Spraga, Volts JT, Kosazana Daughter, Mass Music, Tugu Taylor, and GLCJ, alongside more DJs and artists from Zimbabwe and beyond. Tickets are available at La Casa, I The Barber, Med Orange, Anchor in the CBD, Travel Plaza, Westgate, Greenfields, Sam Levis Village, Madokero, and online tickets also available. This festive season, the diaspora returns, families reunite, cultures reconnect. Come home, taste home, and celebrate our Zimbabwe's unmatched spirit. Experience your own Zimbabwe, the Forbes World #1 must-visit destination of 2025. Zimbabwe inakayedu, ilifaletu, our heritage, #diaspora homecoming, Zimbo.
Gold is one of Zimbabwe's greatest treasures, a source of national pride, progress, and prosperity. To protect this national asset, Fidelity Gold Refinery exercises oversight over the Gold Trade Enforcement Unit. Established under Section 48 of the Finance No. 2 Act of 2024, the Gold Trade Enforcement Unit works on the ground to assist miners in preventing theft of gold from mining sites, stop illegal gold sales to unauthorized buyers, curb the smuggling of gold outside Zimbabwe, and safeguard our gold resources for the benefit of every citizen. Together, Fidelity and the Gold Trade Enforcement Unit are ensuring that every gram of gold mined in Zimbabwe builds our nation, not the black market. Fidelity, your trusted gold partner. Texting while driving. What a dangerous thing to do on the wheel. Be smart. Put the phone down. Don't text and drive. This message is brought to you by the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe. Safety first. There is no second chance.
Welcome to Anafi High School, a center of excellence, discipline, and character where every learner is guided with wisdom and shaped for success. Located in Concession Mazoe, our doors are opening January 2026, and we're now enrolling Forms 1, 2, 3, and Lower 6. Our Cambridge curriculum is delivered through modern classrooms and advanced science and computer labs, with boarding facilities that redefine student living. Give your child the foundation to excel. Contact us on the details below or visit anafihigh.com to begin your enrollment today.
You know what you do.
더 크게.
That's how we take Saucy Platinum. Any questions?
The new KFC Next DC meal available now.
Welcome back. You're still watching the main news. Now, a dark cloud is hanging over Guruwe district after several alleged murder cases have been recorded since October. Our Mashonaland Central Bureau Chief, Tapiwa Machemedze, visited this affected community and filed the following report.
Ona Farm is a quiet farming area specializing in maize and tobacco production. However, the tranquility of this place has been shattered following Sunday's cold-blooded killing of 5 people, leaving the community shocked.
The events of Sunday, 14 December, are nothing short of horrific,
according to residents who were awoken by screams only to discover that the life of a mother, her son and daughter, as well as 2 grandchildren, had been cut short.
Ndisvika pana pane mere kungosvika pandakaita ile pa ndauda ndopinda muyadhi mavo ruzha rwakabva rwatigba kupera ukaita ruzha yako ndonguva yakabuda munhu achitiza anga atopedza kuuraya vanhu nguva yandakazomanya ndotsvaga kuti ndimutse wepasaidi tizondomutsa wepasaidi tichiva panapa tizosangana unovaibvawo kuva ndopatakazosvika navo pano tafo patichisvika chivheneka apa ndopatakaona kuti mukati mutakatambirwa mazonero pachete anga raparangidzana madziro ese.
The murder case has left the community in fear as there are several other alleged killings recorded in Guruve since October.
Ndirikurwadziwa. Mukadzi wangu ndiye akabayiwa. Tsana wangu, ambuya wangu, vana vese. Saka nditoziva kuti tichaenda kupi handisi kuziva. Izvo mitumbi yese iri 5 iri kuuya panapa.
Azvisi kuti nakidza ndoti chikonzero chokuti vafa ndatete nevanawo nevazukuru musha umwe chete.
Community elders, among them the village head, say such incidents have never happened in Guruve since time immemorial.
Ndane 52 years handisati ndamboona zvakafanana naizvozvi kuti vanhu vashanu vanourawa musi mumwe chete vari vanhu vefamily imwe chete. Zvinhu zvinoshamisa.
Ndambona kana panoitwa zvakadai kana pachoka vanhu vatatu vana hanza ndizvo.
Police yapa ground vakapiwa imwe manpower kusimbaradza yatanga tiri nayo. When you have a family ne vanhu 5 vachifa kawani chiitiko chinoswisa.
In a statement this Tuesday, the Zimbabwe Republic Police released the picture of the suspect of the Guruve murder case, Enimo Ritra. National Police spokesperson Commissioner Paul Nyati said the suspect is linked to 3 other murder cases in Zimuna village, where a mother and 2 children were allegedly killed. 5 people were killed in the house behind me on Sunday, bringing the tally of Guruve killings since October to at least 14. Could these killings be related? The answers remain to be unraveled as police investigations continue. Tapiwa Machemeze, ZBC News, Guruve.
We now cross over to our Montrose studios in Bulawayo, where we have Marilyn Ngwenya on standby. Good evening, Marilyn.
Many thanks to you, Mona Lisa. In our following reports, ZANU-PF has expressed confidence of winning the Nkulumane parliamentary by-election scheduled for the 20th of December in Bulawayo, citing intensive grassroots mobilization and the ruling party's development record under the Second Republic.
With a few days before the polls, the ruling ZANU-PF party this Wednesday held a major campaign rally in Nkulumane constituency as it intensified mobilization efforts aimed at consolidating support ahead of Saturday's election. ZANU-PF National Political Commissar Comrade Munyaradzi Machacha said the party's campaign strategy is anchored on structures that are fully mobilized and a development-driven message.
With the ZANU-PF Member of Parliament, their developmental issues or challenges will be addressed, and they will be able to see a marked difference before ZANU-PF gained the seat and after ZANU-PF has come into Parliament representing Nkulumane. So there will be a vast difference. We also can assure them that we take development, economic development seriously. We take empowerment of people and communities seriously. So they can expect a very robust program aimed at uplifting the standard of living of the people of Nkulumane.
ZANU-PF Politburo member Comrade Eliphas Mashara and Presidential Investment Advisor Dr. Paul Tungwarara said intensive groundwork and empowerment projects have strengthened the party's prospects in the by-election.
Uvelu Freedom senqobile ngoba ngesizathu zokuthi iZANU-PF ifaka izinto ezilombono ezibonakalayo ukuthi kunokwenzakalayo. Lo mkhankaso ade siwenza yasumnye siwenze ivike ephelileyo lawa lamhlanje ngokutshengisela ukuthi khona abantu benkulumane bami ngaphi ngeZANU-PF le candidate yabo Freedom Murechwa. President wakathi thuma last time
wathuma umongameli emaviki adlulile
sauya ne-constituency fund,
sabuya le-constituency fund,
a revolving fund for the constituency,
imali ezabhodabhoda esiqintini
yekuthi vanhu vakwanise ku-accessawo
ukuthi abantu benelise ukuthola
some funds kuti vaitewo zvavanoita zvekutengesa,
imali ezizavathuthukisa
vakwanise kureza mari dzemafees,
banelise ukubhadalela abantwana ezikolo,
vakwanise kuchengeta mhuri dzavo,
benelise ukugcina imuli zabo.
fund iyoyo ikauya saka vamunangagwa vakandipromisa
umthembisile umongameli
vakati iko zvino izvi pauri kuenda
ukuthi lapha yena ngakhona khathesi
chienda unoparura homwe
hamba uyevula isikhwama
yauchaisa 20,000 yechembere dzemubulawayo
yezalukazi zenkulumane
havana kugumira ipapo
ayamangalapo
zvikanzi kana freedom ati pfe
nxa ufreedom ingangena
vanosarudzana komiti yavo
vazaketa ikomiti yavo
yechembere idzodzo
yezalukazi zamake
dzouya dzondiona ndobva ndawedzera 80,000.
The party's candidate, Comrade Freedom Murechwa, said residents were responding positively to ZANU-PF's message of development and inclusive growth.
I'm feeling confident ukuthi this time around sizawina inkulumane constituency ngesizathu sokuthi umsebenzi esiwenze phakathi komuzi mkhulu kakhulu, imigwaqo iyagredwa ngezinye zezinto esinze phakathi komuzi, and le empowerment fund ngikhuluma sokusasa siqasa ekuseni ukunika ama-vendors ethu imali yokuthi bephathiswe bethenge istock sabo, bengezele istock sabo bekwazi ukusithengisela.
The Nkulumane by-election will be held on the 20th of this month, with ZANU-PF maintaining its development-focused messaging. Ilandmoy, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The use of e-gates and e-passports at the modernized Beitbridge border is helping reduce queues as the volume of people and traffic surges this festive season.
Tourists and Zimbabweans who are coming home from South Africa for the festive season have applauded the services they are getting at the modernized Beitbridge border post.
Zimbabwe is a fantastic country to visit. We live in South Africa, it's on our doorstep, that's why we come here for holiday. It's still, we can see the nature, we see the wildlife, and it's a beautiful country to come visit.
isusu tiri kuappreciata kunge tiri mausers ema-e-passport because hatichasafi kumira ma-long queues because once waskana apa wasvika kumberi kwaungotonosvika uchidhindisa.
I'm very excited to be visiting Zimbabwe.
Government through the Department of Immigration says they've deployed enough manpower to deal with the surging volumes of people.
As of yesterday, we had a total of 13,188 people that entered the country, and we anticipate that the figures, the volumes will go up most likely during the weekends. So as immigration, we are ready. We've got an online border management system that also encompasses the use of e-gates, which has actually enabled those people with electronic passports, Zimbabweans with electronic passports, to use the e-gates instead of them queuing at the counters.
The Second Republic continues to come up with massive projects that benefit everyone as the nation marches towards attaining an upper middle-income society by 2030. Aifeli Mudau, ZBC News, Beitbridge.
The church is supporting the ongoing devolution programs that are being implemented by the Second Republic.
In a bid to complement government in executing the devolution programs, improving the quality of livelihoods, and championing socio-economic development, churches under the banner of the Union for the Development of Apostolic and Zionist Churches in Zimbabwe, Africa, are making significant strides in Zvishavane after the installation of information centers at Daitai Clinic, Bilashava Community Hall and Fiju Primary School. This came out during a one-day workshop held by the organization and government heads in Zvishavane this Wednesday.
Usekuwati kwedu ward 12 Daitai ward vanyanya kutibatsira nekutivhura njere kuti tizive maoffices akasiyana siyana amwe atatisingazivi, then vachibva vatisiyira zve-Wi-Fi.
Takaona sekuti pakati ashanduko pa-communication nenharaunda pamusoro pekuti vanhu vakava neruzivo rwekuti devolution chi zvinotangira pai.
Government has commended the role being played by the church in promoting development in Zvishavane.
Tava mu era ye information communication technology
vakakwanisa kubatsira macommunities edu ewadi 7 newadi 12 muzvishavani district kuti vange vane wifi mafacilities ewifi vakwanise kunge vachiita mabasa akasiyana-siyana anoenderana ne-information communication technology.
The church was also implored to partner with government agencies and non-governmental organizations to create comprehensive strategies to combat drug and substance abuse in communities.
And that report takes us back to Pocket Hill Studios in Harare, where Mona Lisa is on standby. Mona, it's back to you.
Thank you, Marilyn. We now look at the collaboration between Zimbabwe and Rwanda, where Zimbabwe is set to send the second batch of educators and specialists to Rwanda this weekend under a memorandum of understanding between the two countries. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Public Service, Labour and Social Welfare, Mr. Simon Masanga, said that the Skilled Labour Exchange Program is a benchmark initiative for Africa, spearheading organized migration. Zimbabwe and Rwanda signed a memorandum of understanding in 2021, opening opportunities for the exchange of at least 500 skilled personnel from various fields.
We are recruiting another cohort of specialists to go to Rwanda. Again, the majority are teachers, a total of 157. Currently, they are undergoing pre-departure training. And we have the permanent secretary, basic education and higher education in Rwanda, conducting the pre-departure training together with other arms of government here in Zimbabwe. The reason we are doing this is not to catch the skilled personnel we are sending to Rwanda by surprise. We wanted them to be told about the culture, the living conditions, the food, the do's and don'ts in Rwanda. The Rwanda government is going to charter a plane on Sunday, 21 December, to pick the educational personnel and the other specialists, supported, of course, by our minister, who will accompany the delegation.
Now, Zimbabwe is also working on building relations with South Africa because the two countries have sealed an agreement to strengthen social development through a memorandum of understanding which formalizes a cooperation framework to enable joint policy, lending, technical exchange and program collaboration.
An affirmation by Zimbabwe and South Africa to combat drug and substance abuse, as well as promoting strategies on social protection for vulnerable groups, culminated in the signing of a memorandum of understanding on social development in Harare this Wednesday. The MOU formalizes a cooperation framework targeting drug and substance demand reduction, rehabilitation and psychological support, and reintegration strategies for alcohol and drug users.
Despite progress achieved by our respective countries, persistent challenges such as poverty, inequality, unemployment, social exclusion, the impact of HIV and AIDS, drug and substance abuse, children on the move, and climate-related vulnerabilities, among others, continue to place pressure on social protection systems and service delivery mechanisms. The MOU we are signing today responds directly to these challenges by establishing a comprehensive framework for cooperation in policy formulation, program design and implementation, institutional capacity building, and applied research.
This agreement builds on existing bilateral ties between Zimbabwe and South Africa and fits to the Binational Commission set to be held in South Africa early next year.
It is our firm belief that our bilateral partnership within the framework of the Binational Commission will bring tangible mutual benefits to our respective countries as we address our developmental challenges. The last Binational Commission held here in Zimbabwe in 2022 confirmed the close political, social and economic ties between our countries in advancing an inclusive regional development agenda that leaves no one behind.
Implementation of this Memorandum of Understanding is also envisaged to feed into the greater agenda of development under Sustainable Development Goals and the African Union 2063 Agenda.
We now take a quick break. Thereafter, we'll look at business news. Stay with us.
This is AFCON, my friend. Everything is a competition. Everything.
So here they come for the opening game, and away we are here at the Africa Cup of Nations.
Join our family meeting from the 21st of December to the 18th of January. Purchase a decoder for $30. AFCON 2025, live on SuperSport.
Since its launch in April 2024, ZIG has remained stable. ZIG is holding its own and holding it well. It's staying true to its promise: stable, secure, reliable. From the clear policy direction and consistency, RBZ has stayed the course to deliver a stable currency for the people of Zimbabwe. Behind the scenes, reserves comprising of foreign currency, gold and other precious minerals backing our currency keep growing. What exactly do we mean by this? Zimbabwe keeps gold and foreign currency as savings called reserves. When a currency is backed by these savings, it stays steady. It is better protected from unexpected economic shocks and is less likely to lose value. With the growing reserves, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe is better supporting the market with foreign currency for essential imports such as medicines, raw materials, and machinery for the development of our industries. With this strength behind it, the ZIG is laying a foundation for growth, opportunity, and a better life for every Zimbabwean. It is setting the stage for economic growth and opportunity. Stable prices, better planning, and real value that holds. What's built to last will not shake with the wind. This is why we say ZIG means business and the future is rock solid. ZIG, our currency, our future, our pride.
As Harare grows, so does the need for smart, faster, more reliable transport systems. And today, the Mabvuku Interchange rises as a bold symbol of progress, a modern gateway designed to keep our nation moving. The interchange runs on a smart twin bridge system, designed to separate long-distance traffic from local movement and keep every direction flowing with purpose. The first bridge lifts all Harare-Mutare through traffic above the roundabout for a faster uninterrupted flow. The second bridge connects Mutare Road directly to Delport, giving drivers a clean elevated route away from busy lanes. Together, these two bridges keep the entire interchange moving with speed, clarity and safety. Beneath the overpass, a precision designed roundabout handles all local routing. Drivers coming from Mutare and turning into Mabvuku keep left, glide below the bridge and loop through the roundabout with complete control. Drivers from Harare or Mabvuku who intend to reach Delport simply route through the roundabout before joining Delport Bridge, ensuring every direction has a clear and efficient path. As you approach from the CBD, the road opens into clear lanes. Through traffic to Mutare stays in the middle, and lanes rising over the main bridge for a smooth, uninterrupted flow.
Watching the main news, thank you for staying with us. We now look at business, where Zimbabwe's inclusive industrial growth agenda is on track, with local firms eyeing to satisfy both local and international markets.
An industry tour by a government delegation led by Permanent Secretary for Presidential Affairs and a devolution engineer Tafazwa Muguti in Harare this Tuesday was a platform for the assessment of the manufacturing sector's capacity utilization, job creation, and the sector's overall contribution to the national gross domestic product (GDP. A managing director of one of the companies told Mr. Gary Watson said the journey to increase the output is on course with a focus on increased exports.
I believe Zim is, from a manufacturing point of view, far superior to South Africa and other countries around us.
The growth of the manufacturing sector in food processing is expected to spur national economic growth.
We see that during the first 9 months of 2025, there was a 3% growth in turnover of the manufacturing sector. And we also see that there is a net employment creation of about 3 people per firm. So this generally shows that the stability that we see prevailing in this economy is translating into some growth, especially in the manufacturing sector.
Government has lauded the manufacturing industry resilience amid an increase of locally manufactured goods on the local market to 80%.
There were around 300 employees. Because of the policies of the Second Republic, we are now well over 500, heading towards 600 employees. So this just gives a significant reflection that NDS-1 was a success.
The Second Republic is forging ahead with implementing inclusive growth policies, with the National Development Strategy 2 set to consolidate milestones achieved under the first phase of the blueprint and propel the nation towards attaining an upper middle income society by 2030. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
That's all we had for you in business. Well, from the Warriors' arrival in Morocco to the latest at the Youth Games, which are currently happening in Angola, we'll be giving you sports news after this break.
Festive is here, Shah. First Street lights up, and suddenly the vibe is back. It stretches from Harare to Hollywood, even to Old Trafford. Je sais, Gilles Festive. All I want this festive season? The stories that keep us hooked. The ngoma, the rhythm, the laughter, the drama, the goals, the world-class entertainment that brightens up the holidays for the whole family. All I want is DSTV.
Zim Digital set-top box decoders with all the 7 local television channels and 6 national radio stations are now available for sale. The decoder will give you viewers access to ZBC News, ZBC TV, ZBC Jive TV, 3K TV, Kiona TV, NR TV and ZTN Prime. No subscription is needed as all the channels are free to view. For $25 United States or the Zig equivalent, the decoder comes with a cable plus indoor and outdoor antenna. The decoders are available at the Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe bars, Transmedia, and all the TV broadcasters.
Welcome back. We now take a look at our sports news, where the Warriors have arrived in Morocco ahead of the start of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, which will be kicking off on Sunday. Let's get the details.
The Warriors landed in Casablanca before connecting to Marrakesh, where they are going to be based. Meanwhile, Pan-African Financial Institution, Ecobank, has confirmed that they are taking their partnership with the Zimbabwe Football Association beyond the Africa Cup of Nations. The institution is sponsoring the Warriors AFCON campaign and has agreed to extend the partnership beyond the tournament.
They need to make Zimbabwe be known, Zimbabwe be respected, Zimbabwe be feared. It's not a ticking of the boxes. It's about us achieving. It's about us standing on the same podium as the previous winners of this prestigious tournament. And as Ecobank, we are not only sponsoring the AFCON, we want to go into bed with the Warriors for the long haul.
Zephyr is excited about the partnership with the financial institution.
We are really happy that we are here at this particular juncture. We are hopeful that the Warriors is now in their court to do their part, because as an association we feel we have done our best to prepare the boys.
After years of mismanagement and chaos, Zimbabwean football is starting to attract sponsorship, especially at national team level. Lawrence Trusida, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe's impressive performance at the 4th African Youth Games in Luanda, Angola, has seen their tally soar to 15, that is for the medals, and that surpasses the previous edition.
Tennis star Chanel Joaquin put up a spirited fight but ultimately settled for silver after failing 6-1, 7-6 to Tunisia Sarah Atig in the final. Joaquin's impressive run began with the victories of opponents from Ghana and Nigeria in the singles competition. In Taekwondo, Natalie Munyoro claimed a bronze medal in the girls' Pumse event, finishing a 4th out of 5 contestants. Prosper Mzungu also scooped a bronze medal in the boys' category, further boosting Zimbabwe's medal haul. Zimbabwe has now won 15 medals, surpassing last year's tally of 10 medals at the Adnoga African Youth Games. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe's open water swimming team suffered a major setback after the competition was cancelled due to water safety concerns. Action continues this Thursday with the Taekwondo individual competition and rowing getting underway. Anna Shemurambedzi, ZBC News, Luanda.
Back home, the Sports and Recreation Commission, that is the SRC, has started preparing for the next 4-year sporting cycle after hosting a stakeholders engagement in Harare. The meeting drew participants from all national sports associations, governments and the private sector as the Commission sought to anchor its plan on the National Development Strategy 2. Now, the SRC Board Chairperson, Dr. Nathaniel Madzivanika, explains their thrust under NDS2 and the direction that they're taking.
We are trying to look forward into the coming year up until 2030. So it's the strategy that we are riding on, that we are also transitioning from NDS 1 to NDS 2. It's an improvement from what we were in NDS 1, in so much that we are bringing about improved performance. Here, the issues of accountability will be coming into play. Grassroots sports is going to be coming into play into the next year, 2026 to 2030.
And Bulawayo Giants Highlanders are set to unveil a new technical department this Friday after the departure of Dutchman Pieter de Jong.
Long wait is said to be over for Highlanders, who are set to unveil Benjamin Mwarwar as technical director in a setup which is South African Thabo Senong as head coach. According to reliable sources, the unveiling of the new structure is set for this Friday. Senong, who once had coaching stints with Tanzania's Singida Stars and the Lesotho national team, has made it clear he intends to bring his own assistant coaches, a move resisted by Highlanders who have opted for former Suns to underserve the South African. Mkokeli Dube will be robbed in as assistant with overtures to lure Johannes Ngozo from Rwanda Pirates still progressing. The fans want a coach who will end their near-decades championship drought.
Katesu ite iphela ilokuzeni ilikile asange senze kuhle so sikhayilela ukuthi kube kuhle yonke into ihambe kahle abafana benikeza imali ngoba abafana siphila labo thina sihamba labo emgwaqweni la abafana bakhala ukuthi bona abathola izimali so yikho kwenza ukuthi kwesisikhathi begcina bengasaperformi kuhle
ngabe into esikhala ngakakhulu imanagement vele sifuna imanagement itsintshe imanagement ekhona eHighlanders vele yehluleka abanika abafana imali I think imanagement eHighlanders mina hayi akula management apha.
Sibona ukuthi uBenjane ngaba right enxe mhlawumbe ngendlela umdlali webhora
sembonantala sengenza okungcono njengomuntu owakadlala ibhola.
Ama-expectations sikhangelele into ezinkulu this time ngozi nxa sithenga ama-coach amatsha imali eyabe iphuma le so siyasikhangela ukuthi bezosithathisa into enjenge-league sacina ukuthatha i-league ngo-2006 so into eyi-challenge kithi into esiyifunayo esikhangeleleyo kakhulu i-league.
Previous assistant coaches Trancube and Agensa were served with letters of termination, while team manager Amin Somapiri is still engaged. Also clocks a century next year and only a good run will spice up the celebrations. Meanwhile, Chicken are also set to finalize their potential cage Tonderandiraya with a few loose ends being tied to conclude the deal. Boso and the Gamecocks had a disappointing 2025 season and will look to atone for the poor performance, which saw both sides survive relegation by a whisker, albeit on the last day of the marathon. Mtokozi Stube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
And that wraps up tonight's main news here on ZBC. Thank you for watching. I am Mona Lisa Dube.
And my name is Malvin Matawa. Susan Masona was on sign language, not forgetting Marilyn Gwenya, who gave us the news from our Montrose studios. And from the entire crew behind the scenes, good evening.